donut holes and puzzle pieces, when borders break the rules. After learning some key border terms, let's take a look at some real-life examples. As an enclave, Lesotho lies completely within South Africa. Since Lesotho is independent, it's not considered an exclave of any other nation. On the other hand, Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic is a region of Azerbaijan, bordered by Armenia, Iran, and Turkey. It qualifies as an exclave, but not an enclave, since it neighbors more than one foreign country. In West Africa, the Gambia is a country closely hugged by Senegal on nearly every side. However, because its coastline stays open, it is recognized as a semi-enclave. In another case, Alaska, the largest U.S. state, is split from the rest of the country by Canada. Although separated from the mainland, Alaska can still access the international waters, making it the world's largest semi-exclave. Places like these may not fit neatly into categories, but they remain key to understanding how land can be divided. When it comes to geography, there's always more than meets the eye.
Today's warm-up quiz is, blank the company opened its new office in the city center. It has attracted many new customers and improved its business. A. Although. B. Until. C. Since. D. Unless.
You have 15 seconds to think about it. Time's up.
So, Elsie, in our last article, we learned that around the world there are places with really strange borders that often confuse people looking at maps.
Right. Some of these places belong to one country but are either inside another country or far away from their main area. That's where the words enclave and exclave come in.
Exactly. An enclave is a piece of land completely surrounded by another country, kind of like the hole in a donut.
And an exclave is like a puzzle piece that's part of a country but separated from it by another country.
Exactly. And we also talked about semi-enclaves and semi-exclaves. Those touch the sea but are blocked by foreign land, which make them difficult or different from fully landlocked enclaves or exclaves.
It's fascinating how borders can create such unique situations around the world. Today, we're gonna find out more.
All right, well, let's jump right into our article, everyone. It says, after learning some key border terms, let's take a look at some real-life examples. And in that sentence, everyone, we saw the word term, which is a noun. It's a word or expression used for a specific idea, subject, or activity. An example would be, in science class, we learned new terms to describe different parts of a plant.
Term 这个名词呢，就是术语、措辞或是说法，那很常搭配的就是这个形容词 technical terms， 那是指的是专业术语。那如果是 legal terms， 那是法律上面的用语。所以课文说，在学习了一些重要的边界术语之后，让我们来看看一些现实生活当中的例子。
Okay, getting back, it says, as an enclave, Lesotho lies completely within South Africa. Since Lesotho is independent, it's not considered an exclave of any other nation. And everyone, there we saw that word independent, which is not controlled by another country or person. So an example would be, the country became independent in 1960 after many years of foreign rule.
Independent 就是形容词，代表独立的，可以形容国家，也可以形容一个人。那 become independent 那就是变成独立的状态。
And we also saw in that sentence consider, which is a verb. It is to think about or think of someone or something in a particular way. So an example would be, many people consider Paris to be one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
所以我们很常用 consider A to be B， 也就是将某事物或某人认为是点点点，或是把点点点当作点点点。那如果当我们说 consider something important， 那就是将某事视为是重要的。那这边我们来看到今天的文法重点 ，Let's take a look。在今天的 Language in Focus 当中呢，我们来讲 since 这个字的用法。since 可以作为从属连接词，它可以表示因为或是既然，用来说明原因，意思和 because 或是 as 是相近的。但是呢 since 或 as 更常用于谈话双方都已经知道的理由或既定的事实。那结构会是什么呢？会是 since 加上子句，逗号之后会有主句，或者是主句加上 since 再加上子句也可以。For example, since the weather is nice today, we should go for a walk. 既然今天天气不错，那我们应该去散散步。那第二个 since 也可以用来表示自从点点点以来，它用来描述从过去某个时间点开始到现在的状态。从属子句用过去式，主要子句多用现在完成式或过去完成式，所以结构会是主句加上 since 加上子句，或是 since 加上子句，逗号之后再接上主句。For example, Lily has played the piano since she was 8 years old. Lily 从8岁就开始弹钢琴。那再来 since 也可以当作介系词使用哦，那就是表示自从点点点，后面直接接过去的时间点就可以了，而不是接一段时间。For example, James has worked for that company since 2020. James 从2020年开始就在那家公司工作。同学们还记得一开始的 warm up quiz 吗？我们的题目是 blank。The company opened its new office in the city center. 逗号后面接 It has attracted many new customers and improved its business. 自从这家公司在市中心开了新办公室以来，就吸引了许多新顾客，并改善了业务。所以我们要一个自从，对不对？ A 选项 although 是尽管， B until 是直到。D unless 是除非，它们都是当作连接词使用。那 C since 也是，不过它解释为自从就是我们要的答案。So the correct answer is C since。那课文就说啦，作为内飞地，赖索托完全就位于南非境内。那由于赖索托是一个独立的国家，它不被视为其他国家的外飞地。
Getting back to our article, it says, on the other hand, Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic is a region of Azerbaijan bordered by Armenia, Iran, and Turkey. And there we see the phrase on the other hand or on the other hand. It's used to introduce a different idea or point of view. An example would be, I love living in the city. On the other hand, it can be noisy sometimes.
On the other hand 代表另外一方面，也就是带出另外一方面这个对比的内容。所以课文说呢，另外一方面，纳西契凡自治共和国是亚塞拜然的一个地区，与亚美尼亚还有伊朗和土耳其接壤。
Getting back, it says it qualifies as an exclave, but not an enclave since it neighbors more than one foreign country.
这边我们看到动词 qualify 是称得上或是有资格 qualify for the job 那就是有资格担任这份工作。所以由于它与多个国家接壤，所以它就被视为外飞地而不是内飞地。
In West Africa, the Gambia is a country closely hugged by Senegal on nearly every side.
在西非呢，甘比亚几乎被塞内加尔环绕。
However, because its coastline stays open, it is recognized as a semi-enclave. Recognize is a verb. It is to admit or to be aware that something exists or is true. We also see be verb recognized as something, which means accepted or officially known as a particular thing. So an example we could say would be, he is recognized as one of the best doctors in his field.
Recognize 这个动词是认可或是承认，那 be recognized as something 那就是被认可或是被视为点点点。那再来我们还看到一个单字是 coastline， 它指的是海岸线。所以呢，然而啊，由于其这个海岸线保持开放，因此被认为是半内飞地。
In another case, Alaska, the largest U.S. state, is split from the rest of the country by Canada.
Split 这个动词是分开，三态同形 split into groups 那就是分成小组 split from 那就是从点点点分开来。那另外一个例子是美国最大的州阿拉斯加被加拿大隔开，与美国的本土是分离的。
Although separated from the mainland, Alaska can still access the international waters, making it the world's largest semi-exclave.
The mainland 指的是本土。那如果我们说返回本土，那就用到 return 这个字 return to the mainland。那课文说到，虽然与本土分隔，阿拉斯加仍然可以进入国际水域，因此成为世界上最大的半外飞地。
So because it can access international waters, that makes it a semi-exclave. Okay. Well, getting back, everyone, it says places like these may not fit neatly into categories, but they remain key to understanding how land can be divided. The phrase fit into something is to belong or be accepted in a particular situation or place. An example would be, he quickly fit into his new school and made many friends. We also see the adverb neatly, which is doing something carefully and with clear structure so everything is in the right place. So an example would be, the puzzle pieces neatly locked into place, forming the image exactly as expected.
Fit into something 是符合点点点，那 neatly 这个副词是精准的或是恰好的。那还有一个是 category， 指的是种类或范畴。那 different categories 就是不同类别。Main category 那是主要的类别。所以课文说，像这些地方呢，可能无法完全符合某个分类，但对于了解土地如何被划分，仍然至关重要。
All right, getting back to our article, everyone, it says, when it comes to geography, there's always more than meets the eye. And there we see the phrase, when it comes to verb ing something. And that is when talking about a particular subject. So an example using this phrase, we could say, when it comes to cooking, my mom is an expert. And then we also saw that word geography, which is a noun that is the study of the Earth's surface, climate, countries. An example would be, he's very interested in geography and loves studying maps.
When it comes to 后面可以直接加个名词或是动名词 VING， 代表说到点点点的时候，或是说到做某事的时候。Geography 这个名词是地理学 ，World Geography 那就是世界地理。
My world geography needs some work, I think.
Mine too.
All right. We also saw in that sentence, everyone, more than meets the eye. And that is something is more complex than it seems, or more hard than it seems. Maybe it's a little bit difficult than it looks. So an example would be, there's more than meets the eye in this mystery case.
More than meets the eye 那就是另有玄机。所以课文说到地理总是隐藏着不为人知的玄机。那同学们不想错过更多精彩的 English for You 内容，就赶快订阅我们的 YouTube channel， 还有追踪 Facebook。
All right, now everyone, that brings us to our For You chat question. What do you think daily life is like for people who live in an enclave or exclave.
For people who live in an enclave or exclave, daily life can be quite unique, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they can feel connected to their country, but, also have to follow the rules of the country around them or separating them.
Yeah, like traveling, trading, or even visiting family might be harder because of border controls.
That's right. And, for people who live in an enclave or exclave, daily life might be more complicated. Like we said, they could face problems crossing the borders, getting goods or services, or feeling different from people in the main country.
But it could also be interesting because they might have mixed cultures or special local customs.
That's true. All right, well, thank you everyone for listening. Hope you learned a lot about enclaves and exclaves. My name is Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Term. Ralph is a lawyer, so he can explain any legal terms that you don't understand. Independent. After many years of foreign rule, the country finally became independent and began to govern itself. Consider. Wearing a mask is considered an easy way to help stop the spread of flu. Recognize. Most countries recognize English as an international language used for travel and business. Neatly. The plan divided the work neatly among the team members so that everyone had a clear role. Geography. My favorite part of geography is studying maps and learning about all the different countries in the world.
智慧小补帖
Qualify. Coastline. Split. The mainland. Category.
轻松学英文，现在就加入空中美语空中家教官方 LINE。